Today we're going to talk about 4.9 and instancing. Okay. I basically was in Evocati last night. I tested 4.9 and I'm going to give my unfiltered thoughts. Some of them might shock you, some of them might not, but there's a lot of talk about a certain thing that we're going to, speak on here. And I'm going to get maybe some stuff from the chat, maybe not. I don't know. It depends on how things go. But here it is. I tried 4.9 and instancing. Here are my thoughts. We're going to go over like what's in 4.9. Okay, for those of you that are living under a rock, or maybe you're not living under a rock, maybe you just don't keep up with anything Star Citizen, so you kind of just need like a little reminder. So what's in 4.9? All right, so we have instancing. Let me try that again. Instancing. Okay, that's the first one. Wow, crazy, huh? Instancing is the first one. Okay, we have Rico Battaglia. Okay. Mission giver. Okay, we have that. We have Ironclad changes. Okay, now these are all things that I'm going to give thoughts on because obviously this is what I've tested. We have new weapons. I'll talk about those. We have, what else do we have, guys? Nope, didn't see anything on suit lockers. What else do we have, guys? Did I miss anything here? This is pretty much like, I think, the big stuff for now. Oh yeah, there's another big one actually. Fuel changes. This is a huge one. Okay. Siege of Orison is instancing. Okay. I think that's pretty good. Super heavy armor. I did not try that, but we can put it in here. Okay. All right. Cool. All right. So, guys, I have a lot to say. I don't mean to be dramatic, but this is kind of a big deal. All right. I've got a whole bunch of notes here. I was expecting to go into this and be like blown away. I really was. Now, I want to preface that this is Evocati. It is early 4.9. That is what Evocati is. As you all know, and maybe I have to remind some people, there is an NDA with Evocati, right? Evocati is early testing of, new patches, etc. There is an NDA, which means I cannot show you anything gameplay-wise, video, anything like that, pictures, can't show you anything, and I cannot let you listen to audio at all. So all I have is my artistic ability, which some of you have already seen, and it's laughable, but I'm going to do my best, okay? I have my artistic ability and my voice and what I remember. That's all I got, okay? That is all I got, but that's what you got. That's what you got for me, and you're gonna get my thoughts on everything, okay? So, instancing, right? Let's do that first. Instancing is the very first one, okay? Instancing. Guys, I'm not too happy with this for now. Now, things might change, okay? But I'll tell you my, process, okay? All right, so you go to, it's obviously Siege of Orison. That's the very first instance that we have, okay? So I'm going to kind of draw it out for you to give you a bit of an idea. And, we'll take it from there. So Siege of Orison, that big blue tower? It's basically, I forgot what it's called. It's like the Crusader showroom or whatever. You basically go to that big blue tower and it's a huge blue tower. And it says like Orison on the top or Crusader or something like that. You go to that big blue tower, you go inside, and on the left-hand side, you're going to see elevators, okay? The elevator, you obviously call down the elevator, and you choose rooftop, okay? Once you get to the rooftop, okay, once you come out of the elevator, all right, you're gonna go to the right-hand side, okay? Now, on the right-hand side, there's going to be, normally it's just like every other thing, it's like a tram, right? There's like a platform like you see in Orison, the platform, and then the tram is here. Okay, that's essentially what it is. But again, the artist killed it. Okay, like they did a great job, right? There's bodies everywhere, body bags, and all of that stuff. I want to say real quick as well, this should be a given, but there will be spoilers here. So if you don't want to hear spoilers, maybe come back or don't watch the video, whatever. But there will be spoilers on some of this stuff. Okay, obviously. It's not going to be a lot though, because I'll get into why. But anyway, there's little body bags and stuff like that. Like there's like bodies on the body bags and all that. Security guards. Okay, So basically you go on to the elevator. All right. So that's the first step. You go on to the elevator, you take the tram, you take the tram to a different area. Once you get to that other area, you're going to walk, basically like the tram's here. You're going to walk this way. And then once you keep going, you'll have this section that is closed off like this. And there's like elevators here. Okay. There's all elevators on the sides. Okay. This is essentially where you get into the instance. Now I'm going to explain what happens during that time okay. Anyway, so now this could change. I want to say, like, this is Evocati, obviously. This could change. And there's something we're going to talk about with instancing that's really bothering a lot of people. The general public is not happy, okay, about one thing. And we'll talk about that and we'll have a discussion about that. But anyway, you get out of the tram, you walk all the way up. It's like pretty far down. It's like a newer area. And you get over here and you have obviously the elevators, like I said. So you go into the elevator. And when you're in the elevator, you're going to choose this like arrival or something. I think the button's called. So you choose arrival. It's like one of the top buttons. Choose arrival. Okay. Now you're in this room. Okay. So you're in this room. Okay. The elevator's here. Let's say right here. That's the elevator. All right. You're in this room. Okay. In this room, it's like, you know, those security checkpoints, the security checkpoints and all that. You have one of those. All right. So you take the security, you go in here and it's like this tunnel. Not a tunnel, I'm sorry. It's like a room, like a security checkpoint, like you would normally see security checkpoints. And also the elevator, there is green in the elevator. Like it's almost like it's very light. You can't really see it. Like if you look really closely, you can see the green. Like I think it just says you can go, right? If you're not part of a party, maybe it says you can't go. I don't know. But there is green on the elevator, a tiny bit. Now, a lot of people were concerned about immersion. It's not that bad. Okay, like it's not like, oh my gosh, there's green on my elevator. I'm not immersed anymore. That's not how it is. It's very subtle. Okay, but you can tell it's there. Once you get into this area here, I don't know why I blocked this off. Once you get into this area here, this is the room, right? And it's just a massive room. Now, okay, this seems like this is the area. I'm going to pull this down a little bit, by the way. It seems like this is the area that you go and essentially you go and I don't know, like this is the area where you're like getting your party together and stuff, right? I'm going to pull this down a little bit. But yeah, you're getting your party together and stuff. That's what this seems like. It's like a party room. It's a party, a room for parties, to get the party together and get everyone situated. Now, this is the part that upsets me. Now, again, in my mind, when they introduced instancing, and I guess it's not a huge deal. It really isn't. And it doesn't upset me. It's just I was expecting more seamlessness. I guess in my, like, the reason I love Star Citizen is because of how seamless everything is. And I know, I understand, like, I'm not mad. Like, I know it's not possible to do everything like that. And, that seamlessness is also why we're running into all these issues, right? So I'm okay with, like, sacrificing a little bit. And if this is one of those things, then fine. But I guess I was expecting something different. What was I expecting? I don't really know. Something more seamless. I don't really know how to explain that to the best of to the best of my ability. But anyway, so you go in here, big room, and then over here, you guys know the security checkpoints that we all have that like have nothing. There is a security checkpoint. Okay, think of it like it's a security checkpoint that you have to walk through. Okay. Like, you know what I mean? Like, like all the space stations have security checkpoints. In front of it is this massive blue wall. Okay. Now it's a see-through blue wall. Like you can see through it. And you can see that it's like scanning. So you see the scan, like, woo, like it's just scanning down, up and down, up and down, up and down. Now, on that blue hologram or whatever you want to call it, it's very visible, obviously, but on that hologram it says stand by. Okay. Now, again, I am okay with it. Like, really giving this thought, I'm okay with this because you have to get the party together and you can't trust an elevator to do that. So I'm okay with this. But it says stand by, and like, you know, like going up and down or whatever. It says stand by, you know, like whatever. And then at some point, the whole game stalls for literally, I mean, on my computer, 2 seconds, full stall. Like, you think you're crashing. This is the part I don't like, but I think this is going to change. I hope it's going to change. I would assume it's going to change. But it is a full-on stall, okay? Your whole game stalls, and then this whole thing disappears, and like a subtle green tint is around the sides like this, and you're allowed in, and it doesn't say stand by anymore. That is the part that I'm like, ugh, about. Do you know why? In 1999, we played a game called Ultima Online, and when you ran past a server, it would stall. But it was, you know, it wasn't that bad, but you like skip a couple of times or whatever. Yeah. So that was like, you know, Raga says, I didn't notice any stalls in the previous build, but also didn't have that standby thing either. So maybe this is something new. I don't prefer this. I am okay with it, and I'm okay with saying, all good. I really am, because it's like, all right, we got to make some compromises. The game is, it's a beautiful game. A lot of entities, a lot of like world and detail and all of that. I'm okay with, you know, giving up a little bit, especially on something like this. Okay. It is what it is. I'm here. So the chat's saying this is maybe a placeholder. It didn't look very placeholder. I'm not going to lie. It did not look very placeholder. This was very detailed. The standby was very detailed. It was very like, you could tell, like, it looked good. As stupid as that sounds, that blue wall with the standby and the scanning up and down, it looked pretty good. It looked cool. But the stalling could be a standby, or could be a thing where maybe that doesn't happen in the future. Again, it is what it is. I'm just showing my experience, and the experience gets a little bit worse. But again, I got to make a very clear, it's exciting, but it's also Evo, right? This is Evocati. We're not going to wave one. I don't think we're going to wave one anytime soon. Maybe we are. But, you know, maybe this is something that with time will improve. Obviously, there is a lot of logging we know on Evo. That's an obvious thing, right? Could be that. Who knows? But the way I'm looking at this is like, we're just preparing our party. You know what I mean? We're preparing our party, and we're getting everyone ready to kind of, you know, get ready for the instance. Now, something that I'm a little upset about is the next part. And this is not like I'm upset like this is terrible design. I'm upset because I didn't get to play, right? So, and I'm not upset. I just like, I really wanted to test this. And this is kind of where I let you guys down. Not let you guys down, but I wasn't able to do this. So I'll explain the next steps. So once we get past this, you walk in, and then we have like basically another tram here. Okay, so like here, another tram. It's a platform, and then a tram is right here again. This one has a button here, and you call the tram. Okay, so like you call the tram now, which is weird. And then when you call it, it comes to you. Okay, so that's cool, right? You call it, it comes to you. There's this side, and then there's another side over here that you can't really see, but it's like over here where there's another section. This section, I'll tell you about my experience with this section. This section brings you to a another area, like another platform, okay? So I tried this section multiple times right here, and I believe we only had access, based on the Evocati patch notes, we only had access to one platform, okay? And I believe that platform is in my thumbnail. I forgot the name of it. But anyway, there's one platform. I went to that platform. I fell 5 times. Like, think about, like, I went you know, I was in the hospital. The guy would, I basically, I got off the tram. The tram stopped at the platform. I waited for everything slowly. I stepped off onto the Siege of Orison platform. By the way, beautiful. Like from what I could see, smoke, like fire. It looked sick. Like it was cool. But I literally got off of the tram and then I would hit some wall and fall through. And that happened 5 or 6 times in a row. Literally, no joke. 5 or 6 times in a row. I kept trying because I really wanted to, I mean, we got off early last night. You guys, like, we had a big thing about it. We got off early. I didn't want to, but I got off early for you guys, or for not for you guys, to test this so I could tell you guys about it. And so I kept going. Now, this other time I tried here. And this one I clicked admin. Now, if you look at the Siege of Orison, admin is actually the last one that you can do. It's where the end boss fight is. If you read the patch notes, that's the end one. We got to admin. I got on again, fell through, and then all of a sudden I appeared with my feet planted on admin. Like somehow, some way, I got on admin. I don't know how. On admin, there's like a ton of ships and stuff like that. I'm not going to talk about it too much because I don't think I was supposed to be there, so I don't want to like give away stuff that they don't want to give away. But so I'm gonna like, you know, I'll stall on that a little bit. There was some cool things there, but I walk around admin a little bit, and then all of a sudden I appear in the sky. Like I think maybe a dev moved me or something because I wasn't supposed to be there. I appeared in the sky and just started falling. Like it was just like an instant thing. It wasn't like I clipped through something. I just appeared and started falling in the sky. So it's almost like they didn't want me to go there. I think they actually moved me, to be honest. So, you know, whatever. Now, after the admin one, I tried this one again. Now, I want to make clear, everyone in the chat, in the Evocati, because I was looking at chats just to get more information. Everyone in the Evocati chat, everyone was just like, literally, people were saying like, oh, we're falling through. Other people were saying like, oh, I did this today. It was so sick. I was getting upset. So I'm like, why can't I really want to try it? So I was like typing like, how do I do it? Like, how do I get past the falling thing? Everyone just said jump or something. So I did. I jumped somehow, perfect timing, jumped, got on the platform. There was no one there. No NPCs, nothing. It looked cool. There was some cool loot. There was some cool stuff, but there was no NPCs at all. And then again, randomly out of nowhere, I fell through the floor. And again, just, you know, I was done at that point. So that is my experience with instancing so far. Was it a terrible experience? I mean, it's Evocati. You can't expect it to be completely fit, like perfect. And like, we're there for a reason. We're testing. And I'm very aware of that. Apparently they just released a new build as I'm talking about this one. So I will try again tonight after stream. But again, very cool concept. The stalling here in the instance, hopefully like that goes away. I really do hope so. Cause again, I really like that like seamlessness, but we'll see. The seamlessness is what I'm looking for. We'll see though, if they can pull it off. Now, wait, I forgot the biggest thing. Here's a positive. Inside of this area, 110 FPS. So smooth. I'm not kidding, guys. So smooth, dude. It felt incredible in this area. Again, this is a very small area, right? And like, I have no optimizations. I don't have smooth motion on. I have none of that on. 110 FPS. That being said, when I got out to the tram and I went on the tram, you are in the middle of Crusader. It is like widespread. Think of like the gas planet, just emptiness everywhere. And there's little platforms here and there. 40 FPS. So again, I was excited about this area. And I'm more excited about like ASD if they instance it, or CZs if they instance it, because it's closed. But Crusader, it's a pretty good test for them because it's so open. It's just that gas planet. Now, can that be optimized? Of course it can, but we'll see. On the tram, and I think on the platform, I was getting 60. 60 or so on the platform. On the tram was about 40, 50, something like that. But in here, in the instance area, when I first stepped in, 110. Oh my word, it was butter. It was butter. Now, I've had high FPS in the past, but that's using smooth motion, which uses fake frames, and you can tell what fake frames feel like opposed to 110 real frames. My goodness, it felt good. It felt so good. Johnny says 40 FPS in Evo is top tier. Johnny makes a good point. Evo is full of stuff they put on the back end to take data, right? They always pull data from it, right? So, yeah. All right. So, anyway, after I fell through going on that first platform, I stopped. Now, did other people have a different situation? Maybe. I did not. I am sad about it, but it is what it is. That was instancing, okay? I hope to get a better experience tonight. Just so I just want to play it and like really, you know, FPS and like test the stuff. Now, something I want to talk about with instancing though, otherwise, and this is a big topic, huge topic right now. Instancing, it's locked to 4 players. People are not happy about that. There is a wide range of people that are very upset about it being locked to 4 players. They are not happy. I'll give you my thoughts. If the content is curated like this content is, and there are bosses and there are, you know, things like that, if you want to make the max cap 4 players, then so be it. You know what I mean? I'm okay with that. They removed flight or the ship fighting aspect of Siege of Orison. Again, I want to say I didn't do Siege of Orison, so I have no idea. They removed that. It is only FPS and it's locked to 4 players. For me, I'm okay with this personally, because it means that like, hey, this is a 4-player thing, whatever. And again, we don't know what their intention is, right? They could have a 4-player one. They could have 8 players and up the difficulty. They could have more than that and up the difficulty. It's not a huge deal. Like people are saying like orgs are kind of suffering. No, just split up your org. Like it's not a huge thing. We'll have more instances in the future where, you know, you'll have bigger groups targeted or like bigger caps, I think. So I mean, for me, this is okay as like a starting thing. Again, a lot of things the CIG release are foundational, right? They put it in to test it. You can't put in something and test it with 40 player caps. Like, you know what I mean? Like in the future, maybe that's something that they'll do. Who knows? But this is looking at, you know, posts and looking at comments, not happy. People are not happy with this. The majority, I should say, is not happy with this. I'm okay with this. Okay. So it is what it is. All right, let's move on to the second one. Let's move on to the next one. This is another one that's kind of a nothing burger, and I'm so sorry, guys. So Rico Battaglia is a new mission giver in the game, and she basically gives you a slew of missions, and you can do a lot of different things. There's a lot of new mission types, I think, from what I understand, in Rico Battaglia, which is exciting, right? I made my starting area Nyx. People said that it was taking an hour for the mission to come up. I waited about an hour. Nothing came up. So I went on and did other things. And then I copied my account again, went to Pyro. And I'll talk about Pyro in a minute. I don't want to forget. Let me actually just do Pyro over here because I want to talk about Pyro. Okay. So like I went to Pyro and then basically, I read that someone said you can take the wormhole and go to Nyx and then you'll get the mission. Well, I took the wormhole and we see Rico Battaglia on your ship the minute you get into Nyx. And she's like, hey, if you want to get a mission, blah, 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 blah. I'm not going to go into what she says or whatever, but she basically tells you to, you know, that she's got stuff available for you. And it's apparently like a new tab in your Mobi-Glass that says appointments. I did not get that. I waited. I went to Levski. I sat there, waited, nothing. I did that this morning because I really wanted to get more information for you guys. But I will say like you can tell that this is one of the newer what do you call it? Like, you know how they appear on your MFD? This is what you can tell. This is one of the newer ones. It is very smooth. The mouth movements, everything, like, really good. Like, the whole thing was great. That part. I didn't get to do any missions though. Didn't get to see her. I even looked around for her. There was this one area that had, I forgot what it was called, but it had an elevator. I tried to take the elevator, nothing. So I don't know. Maybe the new patch has more stuff. We'll read the new patch notes after this and see if like some of the stuff that I'm talking about here are fixed. Okay. So that's Rico. Unfortunately, didn't get to do any of the missions, but you know, got to see her talk to me in the MFT. That was really cool. And like I said, it looks premier. Like, it looks really good. They did a great job with that. All right. So Pyro, guys, a lot of you are going to be really happy about this one. Now, I don't know if it's going to stick. Okay. Don't shoot the messenger. I don't know if it's going to stick. I'll put Pyro right here because, you know, this is something I'm just kind of talking about. Guys, CZs have loot again. Like, full on loot. Like, I'm talking, the CZs are packed with loot, dude. Now, I don't know in previous Evocati tests if there's been loot and then it goes to live and there's no loot. I don't know. I will say though that like in the Evocati playtest, the CZs are packed. Like, there's boxes everywhere. Everything's lootable. It's insane. It's so good. Like, it is so good, dude. It is exciting. If this stays, I will be a very happy man. If this stays to go to live, again, guys, this is Evo. I don't know if this will stay to go to, like, this will be in live. I don't know if this was intentional that they took out a lot of loot. I don't know any of this. I'm just telling you what I saw and what I tested. Massive loot. Now, the reason I'm bringing this up is because I was looking for the new weapons. In fact, I was looking for that new bullpup weapon because it's a burst rifle, and as a Halo player, a battle rifle, burst rifle is exactly like that is my weapon, right? Wasn't able to find one. I did multiple CZs, wasn't able to find one, and I'm sorry about that because I really wanted to give my thoughts on that. Hopefully in the stuff today or the tests that I do tonight, I'll find one. But one thing I did find was the ballistic rifle. The ballistic, whatever it is, ballistic heavy gun or whatever, I guess is the right word for it. I found the ballistic heavy gun in a stinking loot crate, guys. I found the ballistic heavy gun in a stinking loot crate. Here's the thing. There was the gun and there was ammo. I could hold the gun and I had the ammo in my backpack, but like, you know how it shows you how much ammo you have? It showed 1,000 rounds in the ammo category thing, but I could not reload it. I could not shoot it. I could not do anything with it. I could just hold it. And that is because you need the special backpack in order to put the ammo inside to use it. And I didn't have that backpack, obviously, because that comes with the super heavy, armor. That's new super heavy armor, which I did not try. As you can see right here, didn't try that. Okay. But this gun is sick. So I was able to like mess around with it. It's massive. It is massive. This thing is huge. Okay. It looks like a size 2 weapon on a ship. Like, it's massive. And then like you can zoom in, like not zoom in, but like, you know how like when, have you ever used another like LMG in another game, how it like you right click and it slowly zooms into the crosshair kind of a little tiny bit? That's what this is. Like again, wasn't able to shoot it. Wasn't able to do anything with it, but I found it in loot, which is really cool because that should mean you can find the super heavy armor in loot as well, which is very, very exciting. So this is something I wasn't excited for before, but I am excited for now. I know there were leaks on this. I didn't see those leaks. I tried to stay away from leaks here. I was able to find it myself and just kind of like hold it and all that stuff. Okay, so really cool. Now, next. Ironclad changes, guys. Oh my word. I will say something here. I was pleasantly surprised by the Ironclad changes. So now when you're going the Ironclad, obviously, if you don't know, basically you can now go into the operator room of the Ironclad. Okay. And obviously you have the turret seat here. You have, I think, like this seat and then this seat, if I remember correctly, and then this seat, right? Basically these are the seats. Let me do that. Let me do a better job here. So basically you have this seat, you have like the, you know, the window or whatever. You have this seat, and then you have these two seats, I think. Right? Okay. Right here. That is the operator seat. Okay, that is the operator seat. And it's called, let me see. It's called the command station. Now, I will say, do you remember or do you own a Carrack? Do you know when you put the armor up on the Carrack, how it's like very hard to fly the ship? It's not that bad, but it's much harder to fly the Ironclad from here than it is from the command module. Okay, it's much harder. It's very narrow. I wouldn't say much harder. I'm not a very skilled pilot, so who knows? It looks cool and it feels right. It feels right and it looks cool, but it's a little tougher because this is such a narrow window. So like you don't have much, you know what I mean? You don't have much visibility there. It's just such a narrow window that like, you know, it's just a little bit tougher. So you have to go into third person sometimes, et cetera, et cetera. But it feels good. Like it feels immersive to pilot from right here. And it's just really cool knowing that you'll have a friend here. You can see this guy across the way and then this guy back here. It's just cool. I really like it. I really like this change. I will say I wasn't a fan of it before because I felt like they just kind of did what the community wanted and that we wouldn't use the command module anymore. I think if you really think about this, it's cool because like you can have a crew of like, you know, 3 or 4, and then you can have another crew go on the command module and do other stuff. You can kind of like split up the operations, right? And I think that's awesome. I personally think that's really cool. But yeah, you can still use the command module, obviously, but the operation room is like useful now. You can split up things like really, really cool. Can you fly the Ironclad without the command module? Yes. Actually, no, I didn't try. I can't say yes. I'm sorry. I believe I did hear yes, but chat can confirm. I don't want to give wrong information. I did not try that. But chat can confirm or not. I believe you can. You can. Okay. Yeah. I'm sorry. I did not test that part. So very cool though. I really like it. Now, another thing is, guys, oh my gosh, this is my favorite part. This is my favorite part. The lighting changes. Guys, the Ironclad is so nice now. For those of you that melted it, you're going to be upset because it's time to get it back. The Ironclad is so nice now. The lighting changes are beautiful, dude. Like absolutely beautiful. The cargo area is lit up like you can actually see. You're not in this doomy, like, you know, like dark, you know, whatever. I would say maybe the lighting is a little bit too much, but maybe that's their intention. Everything is very bright now in the back of the Ironclad. Like it is bright, it is visible. You can see things. I think it's a little too bright, but it could be my settings. I don't know. But you know, maybe dial it down like 0.2, but it's really nice. This is one of my favorite things about it. Like everything feels so nice. There's not like red light, bing bong, like the whole time. It's really nice. Really, really nice. I don't think they gave up on the command module because that command module tech is going to still have to be used for other ships in the game, like the Legionnaire, like all of that stuff. Maybe, you know, doing this drops that priority a little tiny bit because only 2 ships have a command module. So maybe it drops it a little tiny bit, but that priority's got to come back up again. And they'll probably fix it as time goes on because the Legionnaire is going to use that type of tech. The Liberator is going to use that type of tech. There's a lot of tech of ships attaching to other ships. So I think this is good for now, and I'm okay with it. I truly am. And this works still. Like the command module works still, and I think it's in the best state it's been in since they released it. Is the Ironclad perfect? Heck no. I think it still has bugs with like, the air pressure and suffocating and coldness and all that stuff. And I think that has a lot to do with the command module, but still, and then I think the last but not least of the stuff that I've tried so far is the fuel changes. Okay, so fuel changes are kind of a big one. I only did one test with this. Again, I had limited time. I even tried to this morning. but limited testing. I took a Gladius from Ruin Station to Bloom. Ruin Station to Bloom, and on a full tank or whatever. And I had out of what was it, an 800 or 900k quantum fuel, I had 73 left. It literally wiped my entire quantum. So that's the distance, test that I did that you guys can maybe look at in game and see, okay, that's, whatever, but literally completely wiped my tank with one travel tank. Pyro's pretty big though, Am I okay with these changes? I am. I think that small ships shouldn't be able to travel large distances. This doesn't make sense. And there's got to be some sort of a way for refueling to matter. I don't know. I don't think at a glance that I'm very upset with the fuel changes. I think they're okay. The stealth drive gives you over 100 gigameters, really. Okay. But yeah, the fuel change is not too bad. Overall, we didn't see anything on Sue Lockers. I was always wondering, like, what was the big thing that they're holding back? It doesn't seem like instancing is it. We haven't heard anything about suit lockers. I'm thinking maybe suit lockers are the thing that they're holding back, or that they're going to delay for 4.9. Remember, it was talked about, if you didn't know, it was talked about in the tech talk. They said they're either going to delay 4.9 or delay features of 4.9. Instancing, this seems like they're pushing instancing. But as for suit lockers, I haven't seen a thing about suit lockers. But you know what? Let's go check out the Spectrum real quick and see what the new patches hold. All right, here we go. Good thing I did that. Okay. All right, so let's see. We got Instant Siege of Orison. They're still focusing on the first island. Okay. Still focusing on the first island. All right. Rico Battaglia. Vehicle armor hit marker feedback. Ooh. This is brand new. That's brand new. Vehicle armor hit marker feedback. Ooh, there's a hit marker now when you hit armor. I love that change. That is awesome. I love this change. Very cool. So destroy narcotics. Okay. Mission. Hangar doors not opening. Front end main menu. Okay. Ship battles V2. Stand Siege of Orison instancing. Server error caused platforms to despawn. So that's probably what's happening, is the platforms are despawning at Siege of Orison, and that's why I was falling through yesterday. So it looks like this is a server error that's causing this. Very, very interesting. Yeah, the fuel change is a big notice, yes. Okay, and I think Rico Battaglia instanced and vehicle hit marker feedback. Okay, hit markers when firing on vehicles will now reflect the result of each shot based on armor and penetration calculations. Players will see distant markers to indicate whether a shot hit shields, impacted the hull, penetrated armor, destroyed an internal component, or was deflected entirely. This is massive, man. Okay, this is the coolest thing ever. I know this seems maybe small, but this is incredible. This is such a big deal. Getting that feedback, especially when you have this like high-tech helmets and stuff. This is massive, dude. This is quality of life that people will need when playing this game. Shield hits, hull hits, armor pen, internal component destruction, deflection. This is amazing. This is a huge change. I would say this is, I'm going to go ahead and say this is one of the biggest parts of 4.9. I have to. Like, this is incredible. I know it seems small, but maybe to some of you, but it is massive. I'm excited to test this tonight. So there are the patch notes as well. Very, very excited. I am genuinely excited for this, guys, and I hope everyone here is too. I think that I think this is going to be huge. This patch is going to be huge. I'm excited for oh, wait a minute. Siege of Orison. Replace generic loot presets with Siege of Orison specific variants. Checkpoint respawn flow implemented for the mission. This is huge because you would respawn back at Orison med area. Implemented fuse box interactable for comms tower node. Loot on civilian AI corpses updated to be contextually appropriate. Food and drink rather than knives and ammo. Further areas on Island 1 should now be more available after a fix to the lever missing inside of the comms tower node. I'm really excited for this. Now, I will say, yes, I will test this, but I will not be going crazy with this because I really do want to experience it with the org. So when this goes to wave 1, you best believe I'll be streaming here. I'll be showing you guys everything to do with this, and I'll be giving my live thoughts, and you'll be able to see it live. So yeah, make sure if you want to see something like that, that you sub to the channel, turn on notifications. I also stream on Twitch if you'd rather watch on there every single day at 5 p.m. Eastern, sometimes earlier. And that's pretty much it. Let me know what you think of what I talked about here in 4.9. Let me know what you're most excited about. And as always, comment below and tell me what the biggest thing of this patch is. Is it the hit markers, or am I crazy? Who knows? As always, 07s, God bless. God bless you all. And God willing, I will see you in the next video.